So this is Sumer, the music mogul, the caffeine global, the comic man, the astronomic man, and this is the Mad Mouth Show. So, Manchester United versus Chelsea. For me, this is always the most exciting game of the season. Now, I'm going to tell you about a little history of why this game is so important to me. But before that, please smash that like button and subscribe to my channel. And don't forget to press that bell icon so that you get all the latest updates from my channel. Now, back in the days when I just started watching football, I used to be a Real Madrid supporter, and for obvious reasons, because of the Galacticos. Now, for all those who don't know, my all-time favorite player is Roberto Carlos, the Brazilian. He was such an amazing player. But when I was in school, Manchester United was the most famous club, and 99% of all the kids would all be United supporters, and they would all make fun of anybody else who didn't support them, and that used to fucking piss me off. So then the Roman era came and things started to change, and I feel when that happened, there was a game and I knew that Chelsea is gonna beat United, and there were like about 5 to 10 boys that time, and I told them before the game that you guys are gonna lose today, and they did, and I made so much fun of them. That was one of the best nights. So for me, it always became Chelsea has to beat Man United. And my hate for Manchester United was only because of those stupid friends who used to always talk about United as though it's like the biggest thing. But that time Chelsea were defeating them and putting up some really good games with JT, Lamps and Drogba. So whenever Chelsea plays United, it's always very exciting for me. Even though Chelsea hasn't beaten United in a very long time at Old Trafford. That's because they definitely are a force to reckon with. And it's not easy to beat them at Old Trafford. But I think this is the right time for Chelsea to play United. But also not the right time because we've had a couple of injuries and we need to be aware of their counterattacks. Now let's talk about Ten Hag. We know what the situation is at the club. He might be sacked anytime soon. So there's a lot of commotion between the dressing room and anything is possible. It's also surprising as United has basically played such bad football, but they've had so many wins. So it's quite confusing about, whether we're going to beat them or we're not going to beat them. But let's be positive and let's play this to our advantage and make the most of it. As if Chelsea really has to beat United, this is the right time. There can't be a better moment than this. United have made some really bad decisions this year by all their signings, they signed Mason Mount. Come on, how dumb were they? But it was good for us. Now Ten Hag, that bald bum, I think Chelsea is gonna really get him the sack. This has to be the defining moment for him. All the United fans are also sick of him and he needs a sack. He's just not doing anything with the club. So that ball Ten Hag has to get the sack, and Chelsea, you have to go and beat United today. There's no other way. It's not like you haven't done it in the past. When Ten Hag was in Ajax, we've beaten them and you just got to do it again. There are some funny memes, I don't know if you know this, where they show that Ten Hag basically looks like the son of Pep Guardiola and Sean Dyche mix. In fact, if you look at Ten Hag's face, he's a good mix of both of them. It's quite funny actually. Last year, definitely Ten Hag did a lot for United, but looks like he's lost it this year. And it's good for us. We need to capitalize on this and show him where he belongs. Now, what is Chelsea going to do? Even I'm very curious to see what's going to happen, as luck has not been on our side and we've been fucking up a lot. Now Old Trafford has always been a difficult stadium to play at and the fans are always backing their team. It's going to be really interesting to see how Chelsea are going to dismantle United and tear them up in their own home. I can't wait to see this. And if Chelsea doesn't do this, it's going to be really fuck off, as Chelsea needs to win right now. We really need those victories and this is the best time to do it. And last game we defeated Brighton with a 10-man squad. So come on guys, there's no way you can lose this. Even a draw is not good. You have to win this. We need the victory. Yeah, there are definitely a lot of injuries as well that Chelsea has, but no excuses. Look at how Newcastle with that B team of theirs is defeating everyone. Looks like Poch has been working on all the yellow cards and telling the team where they're being so stupid and naive, and hopefully there'll be no yellow cards and that should change. The new defensive setup that Chelsea has can probably really work out this time. Now firstly, let's talk about United's defense. They've got Maguire and Luke Shaw, and if Chelsea cannot score against them and that fucking Onana, who's probably the worst goalkeeper in the Premier League right now, the way Ziyech scored against him in the Champions League game at Galatasaray, that was epic. It felt like Chelsea went and slapped them, because we all know that Ziyech was a Chelsea player and he was also playing for Ten Hag. So it was a good slap by Ziyech. Thank you, Ziyech. Now, I had this really strong feeling that Caicedo is going to score. During the Brighton game, when Connor was sent off, you could feel the old Caicedo from Brighton has come back, and he was really dominating the midfield. Yeah, he made like a reckless challenge as well, but defensively he was doing a good job. So I'm hoping this time Caicedo gets his first Chelsea goal against United. I feel even Cole Palmer could score. If he plays in that number 10 position, definitely is going to cause a lot of problems to them, and there's a high possibility that he also might score. My predictions, I would say, is going to be 2-0 or 3-2. It all depends on who scores first, and let's see. Now, let's move into the lineup. But before that, please smash that like button and please subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to press the bell icon for all the further updates. Now, we all know what Poch is going to do. He's going to do the 4-3-3 as usual, and in goal, I feel Sanchez is going to keep his spot as he's been pretty strong. So I'm not going to shift him. Yeah, last game against Brighton, there were some iffy moments where he almost conceded a goal, but it's okay. He's learning. He also made some key saves, so it's not like he's completely fucking it up. So Sanchez in goal. Now, in defense, Reece James is back, so he's going to keep his spot for sure as the right back. And he's also our captain, and we need his presence. Now, in defense, it's going to be Disasi and Thiago Silva for me. What I like about Disasi is that he's quite quick, and his running between the lines helps Thiago. Thiago's 39 and he's not that fast anymore. So I feel Disasi is the perfect partner for him. Now left back, I'm going to go with Colwell, as I feel Colwell can completely shut Wan-Bissaka. And Reece James on the right is going to shut Dalot. So defensively, I feel these four are good to go. Now in the middle, I feel Enzo and Caicedo are going to keep their spots. This time Caicedo has to do a lot more defensive work as there's no Conor Gallagher. So does Enzo. He also needs to provide defensively and as well as moving forward. Now, in place of Gallagher, I'm going to put Cole Palmer. He is not that great defensively, but he needs to come back and contribute to Caicedo and Enzo and help them dominate the midfield. So the midfield three is going to be Enzo, Cole Palmer and Caicedo. Now let's move on top. Mudryk is going to keep his spot, and so will Jackson, and so will Sterling. Last game, they really had some good dynamics going between them, and with Cole Palmer in the mix, definitely it's going to be much better. This lineup, I feel, can definitely go and cause problems to United. It sucks that we don't have good substitutions, and the only substitutes that we probably could call on is Maatsen at a much later part of the game, and Cucurella, who can fill in for Reece, as Reece is very injury prone, so his minutes need to be taken care of. But unfortunately, there's no Ugochukwu and there's no Madueke, so we really need to be careful about this. Now this time I'm going to give two predictions, and that's 2-0 or 3-2. One of these is what I predict. Before we round up, please smash that like button and subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to press that bell icon so that you get all the updates from my channel. Adios guys. So this is Sumer, the music mogul, the caffeine global, the comic man, the astronomic man, and this is the Mad Mouth Show.